power line to convey a certain brilliance, a telephone line to carry a voice, a metro line to bring us all downtown. Lines of connection, communication, not the borders of boundaries that slice and dice a nation. Divided by the chalk lines of disreputable history, past failures are laid out as we shrug with absent mystery. Those bodies left behind us while we amble on ahead, fearful of the wrong things from newspapers unread. Before I tell you what to do, or you try to tell me, let's all see what's been done and where we could have been. By knowing what's before us, the path might clear ahead, and focus on new obstacles uncharted by the dead. Power line from a gurgling turbine, a telephone line from a quiet room, a metro line from across the city. Maybe we'll all raise our glasses soon. They say across the fence line the grass is always butcherous, but we're not corralling cattle, fearing wranglers about the murders. When we look out past dividers, we're unsurprised to see more folks erecting fences, becoming detainees. Before I worry about you or you worry about me, let's all dwell on ourselves, we're the private enemy, becoming who we're meant to, virtuous and creative. We won't dread the different, the strange or unrelated. A power line to convey certain brilliance, a telephone line to carry a voice, a metro line to bring us home, to bring us home.
I want a girl who will mine for her diamonds. I want a girl who can sort a chest. I want a girl with shears that cut and swords that burn through zombie flesh. I want a girl who knows world generation, who crafts furrows and times her attack. She's modding her community. She's flying through the air. She's smelting out impurities and feeding her cat. I want a girl with a lectern and a full cauldron. I want a girl who lost logs in early. I want a girl who plays till late. I want a girl with unobstructed creativity who uses a tripwire to ruin your day. With shulker boxes organized and lustrous in a tone that will torch you like desert grass. Who crafts, furrows, and times her attack. She's smelting out impurities and feeding her cat. I want a girl with a lectern and a full cauldron. Shield is emblazoned. I want a girl with good enchantments. On some server we will meet incidentally. We'll start to talk as we shoot skeletons. She wants a spawn with biome convenience. She wants a spawn that's in good repair. She's changing her aim from wither to dragon. She's trading her archery for a trident that's self-repairing. I want a girl with a lectern and a full cauldron. Summer is past, but your days keep growing longer. There's no wind in your sails, but the storm's blowing stronger. Walking hard, standing tall, keeping your head up through it all. Fighting fires, spinning plates. Goodness, how did it get so late? Down and dream. Lay your head down and lay your head down and dream. Lay your head down and just let your mind flow downstream. Sprawled out in a moonbeam. Lay your head down and dream. Joe Hills is filmed before a live streaming audience.
That's us. Howdy, y'all. Joe Hills here, recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee. And tonight, y'all are my live streaming audience. I hope that many of you had the chance to see the episode number 13 that we uploaded today. I uploaded it, really. But, you know, it was a team effort when we all come together to help me produce these shows. Thank you to everyone who was here last night for our puppet show portion, helping me work on these armor stands. What did y'all think? Did you like how I was able to fade the glass and the terracotta in over the creeper? I think it looked kind of lightning creepery. So if you haven't watched the episode yet, even if you watch all the streams, one of the big things that I wanted to do this season, and I think I've succeeded to some degree, is to make sure that even if you watch every stream, the episode would have some stuff that you wouldn't have gotten to see otherwise. There's a little bit of post-production zazz, you know? Oh, so many kind words in the chat. Thank you. Morgriana Brandon Bauer says, I was wondering how you did that. Yeah, I had 3 different versions of the creeper head there that I filmed at different times, and then I overlaid them with the light lighten only opacity setting. And I cropped it around where the thing was, so it wasn't making the cub fan mouth open and close too at the same time. The head looked like a charged creeper to me in the episode. Thank you, Cavman. Yeah. Animate Barrel says, I thought it was a real charged creeper head. Awesome. Yeah, it's a combination of a glass overlay. We use white stained glass and light blue glazed terracotta. And I had these fading in and out over the other creeper head because I had filmed these in a separate armor stand right in front of it in such a way that I could then have all three of those layers. Like I said, this one, the back layer with the normal creeper head was set to normal opacity. The other two layers were set to lighten only. So that way you didn't have the dark blue and the black from the, so basically, if you look at a light glazed terracotta, yeah. So basically the only things that would show up would be the bright white parts, really, because of the way the filter would work. Rosalind is correct. I did not use the Cleo mouth puppet. That did not end up working. Post-production pizzazz. Yeah, that's the only time that it's worth actually using both syllables in pizzazz, because I love just saying zazz, and you're not seeing it, but I'm doing jazz hands, because you gotta have jazz for your zazz. But post-production pizzazz does give us that triple alliteration that I love. Good note, I am Kanika. Welcome one and all to the stream. Good evening, Gaia, NJ, Jory, Kanika, Mahi Zero, Mars, Badger, over there in the Discord. We got plenty of folks checking in via the YouTube chat. Welcome, Reese Clan, Super to Beans, Chang, Ichiro, Gil Jackson, Grant Rogers, Ryan the Gamer, Shaco Lamb, Bob, Trent Boland, and more. And then over here in Twitch, I see Coffee Quark, Vintage Saber, Alexis87, Snowstorm, Rose Wolf, Pink Slime, Yazzie Wolf, P. Marincock, Juniper Willows, and more as well. Pink Slime says, the episode was really good. I love Cleo reading the poem. Yeah, I was worried. This is the sort of thing that is silly for me to worry about in retrospect. But I was kind of like, when I heard Cleo reading the poem, I was just kind of like, I was worried that people wouldn't like it. I was like, this is maybe not as slick as I was hoping, because but it ended up coming across as very honest and very real, and that worked better. But Cleo is not somebody who has done a bunch of poetry readings, it turns out, and so it was very. I was worried that the fans wouldn't like it, or that I was embarrassing her and by putting her on the spot like that. And that was an unfounded concern. Y'all made so many nice comments about her reading. And, you know, upon review, like, the thing is, like, before, when you're editing something, it's really easy to go, like, every part of this is terrible in some way or another. And I was like, I'm always worried when I do stuff with the other hermits, is my footage of them gonna make them look bad in a way that's not funny? So, like, showing Cleo getting lost on the way to Cubs Canyon was funny. But if her reading of the poem was unprofessional or unpolished, that's a different thing. That's not funny. That's just me being almost cruel, you know? And, like, it was way better. There were some gaps where she was turning pages because she was unfamiliar with it. But what I think is interesting about that is it sets y'all up. Now you're going to be on the lookout for when her next episode comes out and she reads that to Cub and she's had time to practice it. And so I see the value of having her do that in a less prepared way, you know, and then doing it in a more prepared way in her own episode later. I think it's gonna be great. But yeah, I was a little bit dubious about that pre-release, but it turned out perfect. So Super Bean says, Cleo did great. The poem sounded like it was made for her voice. Yeah, it was definitely made for her voice. That was why I was even doing like a subtle British accent while I was reading it. I was trying to... That was my best British book on tape author impersonation. Welcome, Manty Gag. Glad you're here. But yeah. Coffee Cork says, I want to watch it, but I want to watch you stream right now. Well, just so you know, this is a 1-hour chill stream, which we do sometimes when I need to acknowledge that I have overextended myself, or sometimes we do them the night before I have like a super early morning stream. So, basically, I have barely slept the last few nights. I have been just absolutely pushing myself to my limits, trying to get this episode out the door, and there was some other personal stuff that was stressing me out. So it's one of those things where it's like, sometimes people are like, well, Joe, don't work so hard on the episode, just go to sleep anyway. It's like, well, I'm working on the episode because I can't sleep because of this personal life stuff. Like, anybody who's like ever been in a shared custody situation knows that, like, dealing with coordination of logistics and stuff with the child's other parent can be very frustrating. And I just had a really rough week dealing with that sort of stuff, and it was like stressing me out to the point where I couldn't sleep. And so I was putting a lot of time and energy into working on the episode instead of going to bed. And to some degree, I think the episode came out better because of the additional hours. To some degree, I think I would have done better job in fewer hours if I hadn't been sleeping 3 hours a night for several nights in a row. But I got that stuff worked out. So now that that's resolved, I'm looking forward to being able to go to bed tonight and sleep soundly. But I might not be able to wait until my normal time to go to bed. I'm going to call it an early night tonight. I've got lemonade tonight. No caffeine. Yeah, you can't really see that, but yeah, it was the sort of thing where it's like I was at the point where I'm like, this is no longer something I can deal with on my own. She either needs to sort out what she's doing, or I need to bring in my attorney. And if I have to bring in my attorney, that's going to be a lot of time and a lot of money, and I don't want to do that. I just want to be able to be an adult who works with another adult to solve problems before they blow up. And that is not something I can count on. So it was just one of those things where I felt really bad too. Because, like, well, there's a bunch of stuff. Like, I went to high school with my attorney, and, like, I had sent him a bunch of social messages right before all this happened. Like, hey, looking forward to hanging out with you once both of our kids are vaccinated, you know, all this stuff. And then this happens, and I'm like, oh, if I text him now to complain about my ex, he's going to think I was just inviting him to things, you know, to, like, butter him up. But, like, no, I really do want to hang out. It's like, grr. I don't know. So anyway, yeah, so we're going to take a short... Quiet Devious says, did the super chat go through? Okay. Yes, okay, hold on. Let me scroll up. Sorry, Quiet Devious. This is an example of why not sleeping for several days in a row is bad. My ability to notice things has rapidly declined. So, thank you very much, Quiet Devious, for tipping 20, who says, pizzazz. And that is going to put us one past our first face camera expansion milestone, because we got a $1 tip during today's VR stream earlier. So here we go. It's time to say, howdy, y'all. Grow Hills here, expanding as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee. Dee-da-dee-da-dee, dee-da-dee-da-dee. Alrighty, so sorry about that, Quiet Devious. My whole brain and body are, like, ready to shut down. But, you know. The thing is, even when I'm super tired like this, I don't like canceling the stream. I'd rather end the stream early, and just hang out for a little bit. Because if I cancel the stream, I always worry people will think, like, oh, there's an emergency. But, like, no, there was an emergency, like, several days ago, and I've been dealing with it this whole time. We're actually past the emergency. I just want to rest now. So I don't know. F. Joliffe says, there's that beautiful mug. Oh, my face. I was gonna say, this isn't a mug. This is just a glass, but... not the vessel of my lemonade. This mug. Shira Cohen, thank you for the 50. That is gonna put us, let's see, the first 19 gets us one expansion. 39 gets us a second. And then the 50 gets us 9 away from the one after that. So here we go. Expand. And then here we go. Grow hills. Dee. Alrighty. So Shira Cohen writes, I just got a plant and it needs a punny name. I'm currently the proud parent of Jules Fern and Dirt Cobain. I'm thinking about naming my new one Grow Hills. Is that weird? Do you have any pun plant names off the top of your head? If you want to name the plant Grow Hills, I'm not going to stop you. Like, that's a pretty solid pun for a plant. Let's see. So Dirt Cobain and Jules Fern are also very good, though. Like, you clearly have a gift, and, like, normally I'd want to drill down and be like, well, tell me more about this particular plant. Let me really get in there and noodle. But, like, Dirt Cobain, you are demonstrating a level of competency that puts you beyond question, in my opinion. So, yeah. I think you're good. Did I not get enough? Oh, wait. Hold on. We have an ender chest in here. Rogerian Shrubbery says, I love that your glasses are see-through at the moment. Well, they're always see-through. They're glasses. That's what they do. Yeah, Shira Cohen, naming things is a hard problem space. I'm not saying this lightly. They say in programming there are two difficult problems. Input validation, naming things, and off by one errors. So if you're solving naming things, I mean, hey, that's pretty good. Okay. So, wait. I always walk past where that is. Wait. Lantern shop. Yeah. I am legitimately going to go to sleep tonight, NJ, because I have to drive my car tomorrow. Oh, cache validation. I said input validation, didn't I? Yeah, cache validation. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Sam. I knew I had the word validation. Once again, day 4 of being too tired. Let's get a duck out of frame. Sorry if I'm blowing my nose, but they were weed whacking and just I had the windows open. That was bad. What's my day in Minecraft? 1409. Okay. So we have recovered some of this stuff. I should put the creeper head back in Cleo's thing as well as the cub fan head. I don't think technically I took the calcite one from Cleo. That one goes, I think, in the gem farm. Okay. Well, here's the other thing, too. Is if I skip the show to try and go to sleep early, I'm going to be unable to sleep. I'm going to wake up and be like, I feel guilty about skipping the show. But if I do the show, but I cut it short because I need to go to bed, then I don't feel guilty. Because I'm like, you know what? Even though I was tired, I showed up and I put on a good show. Hey, that's worth something. You know? I rest easier after I stream. So that's one of the reasons I don't like canceling streams even when I'm tired. Oy. La da 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 da. Do 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 do. Yeah, because I wear masks all the time when I'm outside now, like, allergy season hasn't been hitting me too hard this year. But, whew. It turns out a team of gardeners weed whacking with an updraft toward your window. That'll do it. So some of these are heads. So we'll just put these in here, I guess. I don't know. Okay. So what we want to do today. Here's what. Let's talk about a philosophy of exhaustion. When I am this tired, what I try to do is nothing complicated that will take more effort to break. Or to fix if I break it, right? So, like, there was a problem on my server earlier today. And people were like, okay, you just need to go in and follow this complicated instructions to modify NBT tags. And I'm like, no, I will do that after I have rested. If I break something in an NBT editor on a server, then we go from having, like, a minor inconvenience to having, like, hours of problems. Brandon says, tired, squinty-eyed Joe gives Sean Hills vibes. Oh, yeah, I guess I look more like Sean when I'm tired because he's always kind of like, I can't do it. But the thing is, it's like a handsome, it's, I don't know, it's his own thing. Nagaznar says, good evening, Mr. Hills. I must say your poetry was truly inspired and entertaining. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. So, what we are going to do. So, we're going to avoid doing anything that we're more likely to cause more harm than good, right? Like, if I roll in here and I start messing with something that, like, could break everything, that's bad, right? But if I roll in here and go, okay, I know we need to reclaim a bunch of materials along the wall. I think Cleo might have already done that, actually. Okay, Cleo already reclaimed the materials along a lot of the wall here. But not all the way through. So if we want to reclaim all this, what do we need to do? We need to do some inventory management. Sorting things is a good exhaustion level thing. Like, you know, doing basic chores, just getting stuff on track so that when... What's the stuff that will annoy me to do when I'm fully awake? That's, like, the best I could do right now, if that makes any sense. Are there no windows on that tower? Oh, okay, there are. Okay. We could try putting windows on that tower there to match those windows. Do we have scaffolds? No. Okay, we're going to go dump all our nonsense. Okay, putting in 4 windows on that thing looks reasonable. That's a thing that we could do now. More torches under the castle. I think we actually have the torches really where we need them in most cases. The few creepers and stuff that are popping up. Hey, welcome Inventum Live Raiders. My name is Joe Hills. I'm broadcasting live from Nashville, Tennessee. We are still setting up the stream. I actually should run through my checklist and see if we're ready to really get things going here.
The usual streaming setup. Turn on the lights, make sure they're bright and gleam. Title and tweet, pour water, tank top and chroma. OBS seems all set, so I click start the stream, and so I'll pause folding and open VLC. I'll pick 2 songs before lay our head down and dream. I'll say that's us to y'all, Joe Hills from Tennessee. Folks asking when will my stream begin? After howdy, it's items and chest tools breaking.
Pickaxe when proof while talking to you, professional Minecrafter here, there's no mistaking.
Then I'll click crafting quick, anvil time, enchant pick, then I'll replace the books in random chests with care. I'll tour my winery, I know there's blocks somewhere. And then I'll hush and hush and hush and hush chat swears, not any closer to recording. Folks keep asking and asking and asking and asking, when will my stream begin? Seriously, y'all, I need to record this next episode. I've been working toward. I can't edit without footage, no. Once I'm all geared up, maybe we can start the show.
So there we go, taking down that setting up stream now sign. Welcome one and all. We are here to put on a good show tonight. I'm Joe tonight. And, yeah, okay, so let's see. Let's count this up. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so a 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, we got to be aware that the... Oh, okay, yeah. That's a separate problem. We'll deal with that later. So we want 3 blocks of that there. And then we're going to go up here. And I think we're going to go up another 3, if I'm doing my math right here. Because these need to line up with those, right? So we skip 3, we skip 3 again. Uh-oh, sun's getting real low. Have a good night, Eventum Live. Thank you for the raid. Oh, man. We should... Somebody says we need a 90s style theme song opening of Lay Your Head Down and Dream. Like, I think it needs to be, like, a bunch of pictures, like, of, like, me and Asuma and Corrales from Hermitcraft and Hypno from Season 1, and me and Cleo and Tango and Impulse in Season 2, and all of that. And just like, it's going up a stairwell, and it's panning. It's like, slowly panning past all these portraits, right? Of all the hermits or whatever over the years, with different hermits or whatever, just on the walls, as well as like mix in some presidents in there. So it's like got me like shaking hands with Obama and stuff. But then, like I'm frantically running up and down the stairs in front. Like all the pictures are like hanging on the wall next to a stairwell. And it's me running up and down the stairs, like carrying different stuff continuously. So it's like trying to be like a slow, like walk down memory lane pan, but like it's just me frantically like running around with like a fire extinguisher and stuff. I don't know, I feel like there's something there. Okay, just an idea. Yeah. We'll have to figure this out. Parody some of the stuff WandaVision did. No, WandaVision was... No, but see, that's the thing, though, is WandaVision... Okay, now I don't want to do it anymore, because y'all are saying WandaVision already did it. But, like, that's the... Okay. Like, WandaVision is making fun of the same things I want to make fun of, but clearly I'm not going to be able to make fun of it as a standalone thing, is what I'm hearing. So, I give up. Okay, so we need to have this next one be 3 blocks higher than that. Okay, so 1, 2, 3... Super to Bean says WandaVision is different. Well, I'm different. And so if I'm going to get confused with WandaVision for being different, then why even bother? I give up. Oh, that came out perfect. That's exactly where those windows need to go. He says having them off by 1. Wait, really? No, that might be right. No, they're off by 1. How did I do that? How did I manage to get those windows off by 1 from the inside? The best is ready to begin. Wait, no. These are lined up. Hold on. I think from the outside, the way the angles are, it just looked off. The perspective made it look wrong. But it is actually... No, hold on. Yeah, it's the perspective. Those are right. Okay. Well, next problem then, I guess. Womp, how you say womp? Okay. So, this next part. Okay, so this is what we were just working on, was this thing. It's hard for me to figure out what I'm pointing at. It's almost easier if I point a stick or something at it, because... So this tower right here is what we just added those 4 windows to, right? So we still need to add all these windows over here. Add a lot of windows this way. Dee, 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 dee. Add a lot of windows to the tower. We're the world's most fearsome fighting team. So we've got windows that are 2 wide, windows that are 2 wide, windows that are 3 wide. So 2, 2, 3, that's 7, 9, 12, 14, 15. Okay, so we need a minimum of 15 blocks for windows, and we need gaps in between them. How many blocks do we actually have to work with here, is the question. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. (20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Okay, so we've got 27. We need 15 blocks set aside for windows. So that leaves us with 12 blocks for gaps. And we have 7 sets of windows. Like 7 columns of windows here. So 12 blocks for gaps, 15 blocks for windows. It's going to be tight. It's going to be tight. Okay. Okay. Yeah, the way that we're making the window panes split is I'm mixing tinted glass and black glass. And so where there would be breaks, like ironwork in between the windows, we have that happen. So like you see how there's like 2 square panes at the top and then 2 rectangular panes? Well, that's designed to mimic how, boy, can you see that? You can't see that. That doesn't come through at all. Blah. I'm trying to be helpful here, but like, yeah, I'm just poking the webcam with a castle. Oh well. Yeah, Wednesday mornings are the Papercraft streams where we actually work on this. Okay. Berserk Loon says, that's so awesome. I would never have thought of that. Thank you. And Kelly Jo agrees. Is it not gonna make the light look weird from outside when it's finished? Meh. Maybe we'll put no lights inside. Maybe it'll just be a giant mob farm. I mean, honestly, it might also be a giant PvP map. How would you feel if we hosted, instead of a hermits helping hermits, like a Quake deathmatch style thing where all the hermits ran around with stone swords and tried to kill each other as many times as possible in 2 hours in our castle? Is that like the sort of event that you would want to see Cleo and I host? We could set the server scoreboard, instead of showing the elytra, to show like kills since the last hour or whatever. A lot of people are saying murder is always fun. I wouldn't go that far. That's borderline disconcerting, but yeah, okay. Hermits harming hermits. Hermits hunting hermits was what we were going to pitch, but I don't think Last Life is a death match. Okay. Wooden swords and leather armor. Pink Slime says, sometimes I forget that number isn't ping and I get worried. No, that's not my ping. Hermits hitting hermits. Yeah, there we go. So that's one of the things that that we're thinking about. Narrate it in a David Attenborough style. That sounds like a British thing. I am not that cultured. Okay. So we need to figure out what the level is here. Okay, you know, y'all were joking earlier that I should spend a bunch of time harvesting wheat, but we actually do need more hay so we can get these windows in place. Drew Bach is 150% behind this idea. I don't know if we're going to get buy-in from other hermits. This is just something that we were kicking around. The numbered and tab tracks, well, it's not tab for me because I have a different keyboard. But that's days since using an elytra in-game. Yeah, Mahi's 0. I actually should go get more wheat. You're actually right. I didn't want to just be like, hey guys, I'm tired. I'm just going to go harvest wheat for an hour. Because that's usually what I do when I'm deep in thought. Don't yell in all caps, please. It's against the rules. Okay, people are saying build a venue for Tango's reprise of Decked Out. The thing is, we can't start on that until we know what exactly is going on with the... I'm just going to put Cov on the spot here. The Blair Wheat Project. It's just gonna be like a super close, like, VHS cam. I'm harvesting all the wheat I can, but I feel like there's something watching me. I heard a noise outside the tent. I remember the first time that I watched the Blair Witch Project. I watched it with a friend of mine, with whom, like we would go hiking and backpacking and stuff. Like when I went to New Mexico to go backpacking for 10 days. He was my tent mate for that. And we were watching the Blair Witch Project, and it got to the part where the witch like freaked them out by like scratching their tent or something. And he was just like, I think he might have even paused it. It was his house though where we were watching it, so like he had the remote. That's the, you know, I feel like if somebody wants to pause a movie to make a comment and it's their house, like, you know, that's fine. I wouldn't necessarily do that, but you know, if you're at somebody else's house, I'm not gonna like flip out at them like, hey man, don't pause just so you can talk or whatever. But you know, so he paused it and he's just like, if that happened, would you rather that it actually be a witch or be a person? And I was like, well, I think I'd rather it be a person because, you know, I know how to kill a person, like, if need be. And he's like, I'd rather it be a witch because I can't stand the idea that a person would just go bother people who are trying to rest like that. It's just not acceptable socially. It's just like, yeah. Drew Baca says that movie took place like 10 miles away from where I live. Oh boy. That could be a suggestion for MPT3K. Maybe. People are saying that they love the end of the poem. Thank you so much. I'm really glad. That's the thing is, there was at least one comment where the person was like, it felt like a really good cerebral poem, and then you ruined it with that punchline. But I was like, well, the problem is that like I couldn't give Cub a poem with no punchline. Like his fans want a poem with a punchline, and it's rude to Cleo not to deliver that. The Hunter S. Thompson poem, though. That was my gift to y'all who, like, love the weird cerebral stuff. I was like, I'm writing this one for you. And for the people who wanted, like, really childlike, you know, fun, goofy stuff, I wrote the Shel Silverstein poem. Like, yeah, this ended up being kind of a mismatch or mishmash of both. But, like, it was what Cub's audience needed at the end of the day in order to not embarrass Cleo. Does that make sense? The Cub fans. The Cub fans squared. Rosalind Seville says, I love the Hunter S. Thompson poem. You matched his cadence so well. Yeah, I've been really thinking. Suma told me, he was like, you know, maybe next season you should try to expand your horizons by doing more like that famous American journalist I keep hearing about on podcasts, Hunter S. Thompson. And I was like, wait, how much Hunter S. Thompson have you read? And he's like, no, I've just heard a lot about him. And I'm like, Isuma, I don't think Hermitcraft is the place for more Hunter S. Thompson. But then, the more I thought about it, like, what makes Isuma so great is that he's unintentionally intuitive. Like, we make fun of Isuma sometimes for saying silly stuff, but what's annoying about it is the silly stuff he says has a lot of truth in it. And that's why he's such a great artist, okay, at the end of the day. Isuma is good at what he does because he latches on to certain truths without even understanding why. And that is not something, that's not luck, okay? That is intuition. He is an incredibly talented, intuitive person. And the more I thought about it, the more I was like really angry. I was like, Isuma's right. I need to do more Hunter S. Thompson stuff. Like, Hunter S. Thompson is exactly what the world needs right now. The original Hunter S. Thompson is dead. The best we could do is seek to, like, honor his lineage by not giving up. But, like, yeah, he suggested this during an HHH stream, and I, like, fell out of my chair laughing because I thought it was such a silly suggestion. But I have been reading Hunter S. Thompson's books. I have been watching his interviews, and I'm like, the deeper I get into it, the more I'm like, yeah, Isuma's right. If there's anybody that needs to do Hunter S. Thompson stuff on Hermitcraft, it's me. Because a lot of the things that made Hunter S. Thompson great were things that made, like, he and I actually had a lot in common in terms of, like, okay, so the big thing about Hunter S. Thompson, everybody gets fixated on his, like, drug and alcohol problems. But, like, if you look at what he was self-medicating, it was that he believed in a better world. He wanted people to treat each other decently, and he thought it was possible, but they kept not doing it, and he couldn't handle it. He just couldn't accept that the world sucked as much as it did because it didn't need to, and it basically drove him mad. And, like, I agree with him that the world does not need to suck this much. I believe that individuals have a lot of power to impact the lives of those around them, and that we need to step up because, yeah, okay, one person isn't going to do anything, but you know what? There's a lot of us who don't know what to do right now, but if we all step up, if we all chip in a little way here or there in our communities, if we help the people around us, they can help the other people around them. Right? And that part of Hunter S. Thompson, I'm like, that I get. Okay? That I get. And then the other big thing about Hunter S. Thompson that makes his writing great is he would just sit down and talk to anybody. And that's something that I also loved doing back in the day. I would love to travel and just talk to random people and hear about their lives and learn about how they perceive the world and stuff. And when my daughter was born, I kind of couldn't do that as much. I kind of was stuck staying at home helping cover for my ex while she was getting through grad school. And, like, the idea of going back out there and meeting more people and talking to people and, like, sharing what I learned from talking to people, that has a value. So, like I said, Isuma really inadvertently nailed something here. And so I've been going through a lot of Hunter S. Thompson works, trying to piece together, like, what should be remembered, what should be carried forward. Because not everything about the guy was perfect, and I'm not going to pretend it was. I'm not his hugest fan or anything. I'm just kind of on this research kick since Isuma kind of put me on that path without necessarily even... Like, I mean, he meant to because he advised me to do it, but he didn't know what he was asking. But that's the great thing about Isuma. Isuma doesn't need to know what he's saying. He just needs to say it. And that's valuable. But yeah, I'm going to say, because I'm tired, I haven't done the best job of keeping up with the chat, but it seems like y'all are generally behaving and generally understanding what I'm saying, which is great. So, thank you. But yeah, so anyway, that's why I decided to, kind of embrace that Hunter S. Thompson spirit for that one poem, because, like, I've been reading a lot of his work, and he has, even though he's not a poet, he's a journalist. He has a very particular cadence, and it's the same way he talks. So you watch an interview with him, you read something he wrote, and it's got that same very aggressive, very punchy, like, thing, and it just worked. Barrett Ludwig, yeah, this field is meant to be easy to look at, not easy to harvest. Like me. Oh, wait, I don't know what harvesting me means. Don't harvest me, though. That sounds deadly. I was just saying I'm easy to look at. You know, you gotta play to your strengths. If anybody wants to make the camera bigger, by the way, we're $9 away from that X-Face Gamer expansion. And tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills. And whoops, that's the email of the person I sent an email to lately. And YouTube Super Chat. Okay. We forgot to offload our seeds and harvest more hay, or make more hay while the sun shines. Inventory was full. Petulant petrichor. We should really get rid of these arrows. Okay. I remembered where the sticks were. Way out in the sticks? If I'm late, don't wait. Go on without me. I may tarry a while. 'Cause I need to know before I go what makes the devil smile. Do 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 do. Jacob's golden ladder gets slippery at the top, and many a great unlucky saint has made that long, long drop. If I'm late, don't wait. Go on without me. I may tarry a while, 'cause I need to know before I go what makes the devil smile. Do 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 do. Hey Zebulon C, my night so far is going well. Got my episode done. Got a lot of positive feedback on it. Okay. Yeah, there's baby zombies somewhere underground. We can't find the baby zombies. We can't find the baby zombies. What you say? That you only meant well. La da 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 da. Is my brother a country singer? Is that his genre? No. He is a musician in general. Most of his original work is more in like the speed metal type thing, although a lot of that's not published. But the thing is, he's a very talented and adaptive artist. And so, you know, because the kind of like the Joe Hill's YouTube brand is very anchored in Nashville, where we both lived for a long time. He has moved on to South Carolina, but the YouTube brand for my channel was always very Nashville focused. So we tried to get a good Nashville sound for those early theme songs and stuff. But no, I'm the only person who does really like country sounding music for. That's not like his forte. That's just what makes sense for my show. Like, I mean, he does all sorts of stuff. Like, here's this rap that he wrote. Well, I wrote it. But here's a rap I wrote that he performed recently for Season 8, Episode 1.
Who's the guy who conquers death?
The mister with the whispers when Mumbo forgets.
After introducing
Pearl and Jim to say we're settling a continent. Shoulder to shoulder, surrounded by water, without
which reset, risk your face if you wanna. We live close, we build close, we speak in proximity. Season 8's here today, still in its infancy. Mumbo is saying
go.
Everyone's cheering, suddenly scattering, always unfearing. Though it passed by without Mumbo mentioning, there's a crew, you know who to keep you adventuring. Assuma securing villagers, Pearl on fine architecture, Joe grabbing supplies, ready to throw at the first fools who die. Bring on the creepers, bring on the flames. The resupply crew will get you going again. The very first to die, B-double-O, don't cry. Pops and quite chagrin, takes some apples and he flies. Zombie Cleo's next, needs an axe for the road. Geared up and cheered up, she's off with some lows. Gemini and Tay appears slain by Jevin. But B-dubs is back before Joe loads the first chest in. Then Pearl's killed by Cleo, who Joe had armed previously. Then Cleo's dead too, per Isco mischievously. Impulse SV got blown up by a creeper. Says he won't be back, but how can he be sure? Bring on the creepers, bring on the flames. The resupply crew will get you going again. The resupply crew. Asuma laddering a mine shaft. The resupply crew. Pearl egging a shell. portal.
Yo, you're immortal, here's a doorway to hell.
Who's the guy? Who's the guy?
Who's the guy who struck his first diamond? Encircled suddenly by 3 of his friends. Tango, Corrales, and B-double-O, all armed and armored to shake down Joe. Threats making triplicate fully surrounded. Joe took to the sky with cobble unbounded. Lava to dump on the brigands below, or on himself. This direction, let's go! Heading down to somewhere with coordinates in hand. Bridging and a tunneling connecting flower forest land. Cleo is away, so Joe leaves her a saddle. He hopes as he does she won't use it for battle. Returning to world spawn and lighting his tunnel, he keeps striking lava and dies a whole bundle. And drowns hunting squids, though he tried his best. But no worries, back at world spawn there's a resupply chest. Bring on the creepers, bring on the flames. The resupply crew will get you going again. One chest becomes 4 labeled in stock. The shell thickens yet with smooth sandstone block. Bushes are placed, ravines are filled in. Also the hermits can keep adventuring. If dying is losing, then living is winning. Episode's done, but the show's just beginning. Pick up some tools, some potatoes and steak, and show 'em you're real, give 'em season 8.
Yeah, so like that's the sort of thing he's capable of. In terms of like more like that was like a Will Smith style credits rap. You know, it's not just like he does country stuff. He does country stuff to help me out because I ask him to. But like that's not like his jam. He can do all sorts of random stuff. Like I asked him to do this Frasier parody about Star Trek The Next Generation, and he was able to do that.
Hey, sucker, that's why Jean-Luc's a wallin', lost jaw logs and white timbers. And Shaka sees on his army, yeah, Shaka when all the walls fall. But I don't know if Jean-Luc gets these lost jaw logs and white timber. They're falling again. Good night, Eladril, we love you. Dathan has left the planet.
Yeah, see, like you can just do stuff like that. I mean, I gave him a Jonathan Larson thing with green screen dress, and he did that one. He did Deep into Undermountain, which is more bluegrass. I mean, the Hermit's Helping Hermits theme, which we normally don't play at night. But you know what? Yeah. Like, this is a different thing.
Mesa, the helping hermit stream, mocking in the rages of their chat proximity. They block their blocks down quickly toward their stated goal. And when y'all tune in, your laughter's uncontrolled. When the last fight brings more blocks and the fireworks go cold, Hermitcraft will build together, not alone. So watch with us each Monday. Remember to follow, so the chat can see you there. So you never miss a show. I know.
Justin B says such a great song, but really weird after True Detective. Well, it's supposed to be, it's a parody of the True Detective theme, because I'm in touch with the kids, and the kids really want True Detective Season 1 theme song parodies right now. That's what the youth are into. Don't question it. Don't question it. Okay. Also, we got a tip from Zebulon C. Thank you, Zebulon C, who writes, I love how this channel has so much love for music and poetry. Hey, I do what I can. That is going to put us 4 away from the next face camera expansion. That almost rhymes. Whatever. MKG says, I'm not a kid, but I love True Detective. No, the joke is that True Detective is not for children at all. And yeah, no, that's 100% of the joke. The joke is that it's a very terrible fit for a if I'm trying to attract a younger audience, that's not a good pick. This is intentionally a silly. This is me like staking like what I'm doing. Like I know that I'm not making things that are for 12-year-olds. I'm making the weird stuff that I want to make, and that's okay. Okay. Yeah, no kid actually watches True Detective with their parents. It would be deeply uncomfortable. That's not like, oh, it's a family show. No. No. Whoops. Wrong way. When the last flight brings more blocks and the fireworks go cold, Hermitcraft will build together, not alone. Okay. Sweet dreams, Lone Starry. Frasier doesn't resonate with 12-year-olds? What? Yeah, I know, right? Clearly, I'm in touch. I've got my finger on the pulse of the hip teen crowd. But here's the thing, is I don't make my money off ad revenue. If you make your money off ad revenue, then you need as many 8-year-olds through 12-year-olds as possible to watch your show. Because they have a lot of free time to watch all your episodes and get you a ton of ad revenue. I survive on viewer contributions. So thank you to everybody who supports via Patreon, PayPal, or YouTube Super Chat. Y'all are the ones that are making this show possible. And it is a joy to make art for adults every night. That's the sort of work I want to be doing, and I'm happy to be doing it for such generous and kind and supportive folks. And, like, yeah, so I don't have to worry about, like, what a bunch of 12-year-olds will think about my video. I just spent 3 days writing poetry, and now I'm, I don't even know what I'm doing today. I did a puppet show yesterday. You know what? And like, here's the thing. The viewership on that video isn't great, numbers-wise. If you're like, how many numbers watched this video where Joe Hills wrote poems? Yeah. Okay, sorry, only like 10,000. That's approximately, I don't know, 1,000 movie theaters. Oh, wait, no, how many people fit in a movie theater? 195? I don't know. That's several movie theaters, but, like, it's not like, you know, a stadium. At least not a big stadium. You know, but, like, here's the thing is I don't need to make videos for a stadium full of children because a wonderful, incredibly generous group of adults supports this show. And so I can go in, and it doesn't matter how many people watch the show on the whole because I'm still breaking even. I'm sustenance arting. I'm putting a little bit aside every month for emergencies. Those emergencies arise, and I pay for them out of pocket, and I'm basically back to breaking even. But you know what? That's not a bad way to live as an artist. And I'm happy that I can make cool stuff that I want to make because of the support of the people here. Theaters and cinemas are kind of interchangeable words. Quiet Devious says, every minute of that video was entertaining for someone in my demographic. Yeah. Joe Hills is made possible by viewers like you. Thank you. Yeah, I can't do that voice without talking into my hand. Coat Duck says, are your videos made watched mostly by adults? Not like necessarily mostly, but they're funded by adults. You know, so like if you put a bunch of ads in your videos and you get 1 million kids to watch them, then you're going to make way more money than I do. But with the number of viewers I have, like, it doesn't matter how many 8-year-olds are watching the video. I'm better off with the viewer support directly, you know? I don't need to make things that the algorithm will pump my numbers with. I can make things that make me excited and hopefully entertain y'all. And that's a gift that I try to give you, but here's the thing. I'm re-gifting it. I'm re-gifting the gift that y'all gave me. Y'all are paying for me to make the weird art that I want to make, and I am doing it. That is 100% because y'all are so supportive that I don't have to worry about those viewership numbers. So thank you to everybody here who has ever tipped or supported via PayPal or anything like that. It's much better than being a starving artist, exactly. Well, the thing is, I have a kid, and so the only thing worse than being a starving artist is being a starving artist's child. And so that's not going to fly here. Dang it, I thought I had the ender pearl in my offhand. Thank you, Ezra Manning. I'm glad you enjoyed that video. I put a lot of work into that. Honestly, I feel like in some ways I put more work into that video than almost any video I've ever made. Like, because I put all this time and effort into moving the castle, and then I put all the time and effort into writing the poems, and then I did the puppet show. It was a lot, and I'm really glad that folks are enjoying it. Hey, thank you, Mahi0 for the 9. That is going to put us $5 past our next face camera expansion. So here we go. It's time to expand. Okay. And then we got another 5 from Justin. Thank you, Justin. That puts us 10 away from the next expansion. Who says, go, Joe. Thank you. Okay. Sorry about my allergies. Should have closed the windows as soon as I heard that long crew. Okay. Yeah, no. I got it, Mahi0. I got it. Okay. So, I said this was going to be about a 1-hour chill stream. Luke the Noble says it's quite a wheat farm. Can we get, or notable, can we get a wide shot? I mean, it's really not that amazing. It's just intended to offset kind of this castle. We needed a little bit of agriculture in the background. But yeah, there's the wide shot. It's not perfect, but it gets me by. Mostly we use the hay for the inside of the buildings. We are going out of our way to make these safe places to work. Because when you are building inside of a tall space like this, you have a lot of falls. You fall onto the hay. That's good because it doesn't cause much damage. Thank you, Luke. That's very generous of you. So we set these up here so that we have room to work on our windows. But really, when we're working on our windows, we're going to fall off some scaffolding now and again. And the fewer blocks we fall, the quicker we get back in the action. So we're just going to run this way. I say run. We're holding shift. We're just going to slowly shift this way and expand our temporary floor here. Get that going. That way. It's a real simple thing, but it can make a big difference. On a project at this scale, we're going to be up and down this whole structure. I really need to fill in this whole floor. Don't think I have enough hay to do that entirely right now. But let's actually connect this bit at least. Yeah, hay reduces fall damage significantly. I think it's by half. Might be slightly more than that. Somebody says 80%. Sam Moore says 80%. Okay. So, anyway, we're going to be working on this part of the building extensively, getting this roof in here. So, yeah, having a place to fall that's not all the way down there is always good. Okay, how far out does this part of the curvature go? A little bit further than that. Now, ideally, we want to be throwing some torches on here too, so we don't have a bunch of mobs spawning in when things get dark and killing us. Okay. Looking good. Feels like it's getting dark outside too. I was going to throw this egg, but I think I'll substitute it for this ender pearl. Yep, sun's getting real low over there. So we can lay our head down and dream. Does it reduce ender pearl damage? Great question, Disco Robots. I don't actually know that. Wow. Set faster, son. Okay, that bot is back. I'm going to go ahead and hide it, but everybody go ahead and report it. We've had trouble with this bot for a few weeks now. But yeah, that is not cool. The more people that report it, the more likely YouTube is to actually algorithmically bump that up to a human. So thank you for reporting it if you have time. But yep, no, I already banned it again. But okay, let's go ahead and create a straight across walkway here because we are going to be coming straight out of that door quite often. Okay, so we know we have here 7 groups of windows. If we look at the castle, the papercraft model of the castle that we're building. So if you're just joining us, you might have missed, I've got a papercraft model I've been putting together of the castle we're building in Minecraft. And I'm referencing this as we go. So if we look up, whoops, oh, it's hard to use the mouse with my left hand. The building we are in right now is this tall one here, right? And the wall that we're looking at is this wall here. We got to have 3 rows of 7 columns of windows, right? So right now it's just a big blank wall. Here, these 1, 2, 3, 4, those are these 4 right here on that tower. Does that make sense? And then you can see that way, these 2 towers here, we've got these 2 and the windows for those, as well as that chapel. So that little embedded area, or not embedded, extended area there is this chapel here. Okay. So let's see if we are going to get these windows in on this wall. Let me rotate this so I can see it. Unfortunately, it won't be super convenient for y'all, but so it's got weird 2 low windows that are going to be at this height. So this wall is going to come to there, and then okay, so I'm not sure I love this. Okay, actually, wait. Let's substitute a bunch of these seeds that we need to get rid of. We need to compost those later. We're going to put those in our 2 compost thing. And grab some glass. And we're going to bale all that hay we harvested. Okay. So, where were we? Glass. Black stained glass and tinted glass together. Should do what we need to do. Yeah, Cleo spent forever beveling these windows. We're adding roofs and sills to them using armor stands with the Pathuspak armor stand mod. So these are tiny blocks held by armor stands she manually positioned, which I don't have the patience for. Dalin Betes says, "Why is the camera so big?" Well, Dalin Betes, the way it works here is when people tip and we hit $20 milestones, the camera gets bigger. We are currently 10 away from the next face camera expansion milestone. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. So there we go. Yeah, those are armor stands that are set to be invisible. So she put an armor stand holding a copper block and then moved it up and locked it. So this is 3 armor stands. This is another 3. Yeah, it turned out looking really cool. These are armor stands holding blocks that she used the armor stand mod. Or it's not a mod, it's a data pack. I don't know. It's credits. Yeah. Additional improvements by MSpaceDev. Development improvements by Mookie Tanuki. So yeah, it might be called the statues mod. Now, it used to be called the armor stand mod. So you can use this to move armor stands around by like telling it to like nudge it up and down, left and right, that sort of thing. Yeah, it's very time consuming. So like a window like this has 12 separate armor stands. Hey, Cub fan just finished watching my YouTube video, it sounds like. A commenter called it the Sword of Damocles, and I wish I'd thought of that. Okay. Okay, so there's going to be 2 small windows that are like 1 meter by 1 meter. Ooh. Ooh, that is not good. Hold on. Just spilled a little bit of that drink here onto the paper craft. Luckily, we've got paper towels nearby that we can easily use. Okay, I say onto the paper craft. It was toward the paper craft. It didn't actually reach it, but that's why we have the paper towels, to stop the water from spreading. Yay! I really need a better setup on the whole. Like, this is a decent intermediate setup. I feel like I'm learning a lot from having my crafting area and my computer area right next to each other. But, like, I need my drink when I'm talking for 2 hours or an hour to be able to set down here. But then if I knock into it, things can go sideways very quickly. I was going to say, I was trying to reach for this so I could point out that these small windows... Oh, here's one and here's one. There's these 2 small windows here we're doing. And then there's 2 meter wide windows in a column right there. Sarah Waters, thank you for the 10, who says, I always love coming into your stream when I have work to do. Your voice is always so calming and helps keep me focused. Whoops. There we go. That actually puts us evenly at our next face camera expansion milestone. If y'all have seen a Joe Hill stream before, you know that when we hit those milestones, that money just goes straight to my head, and the camera gets a little bit bigger. Something like this. But what you may not know is when we reach a certain point, well... got bad news for you. Or maybe good news. These chains I forged in life, they begin pulling me down to the deep below. Enter the Jost. Bum, 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 bum. Alrighty, at this point, each additional face camera expansion milestone we hit will be accompanied by a corresponding drop in Joe-pacity. We are currently $20 away from the next milestone, the next expansion, and the next corresponding drop in Joe-pacity. But what's this? Emily just tipped 10 via PayPal, who says, here's to making art you want to make. Hey, thank you, Emily. Appreciate you supporting the show. And Alexis tipped 10 as well. So, boom. Here's another quick example of how we grow hills. Do-do-do-do. And then we lower the Joe-pacity now to 80%. Boom. Thank you very much, Emily and Alexis, as well as Sarah Waters, for those 3 $10 tips in quick succession. Okay. So, let's think about this. If we have this 1 meter wide window, but then above it, we're going to go up. Okay, so we need to have a placeholder here. Right, so... actually, we're not going to come out that far. So, 1, 2, 3, and then, so we'd actually start 1, 2, 3. That's where those ones go. So we could put black stained glass here. Whoops. And then we would put the tinted glass here. Dang it, chains. The thing about chains is they're rather confining. So let's actually swap that top one out for the tinted glass. We swap... dang it. I was not able to get that in time. So we're going to have to remove this sand and then replace it, sadly. Okay, so we're going to put the black glass and the tinted glass next to each other so that we can get the right kind of ironwork look where we have this cross of where the panes meet here. We need to go back up, grab the sand from down here, and add the sand 1, 2, 3. And then above that, though, this level, we would need to have another... This one doesn't have the fancy cross in it. This one just has straight up tinted on one side and black on the other. Okay. So let's go ahead and wander around back here and see how this looks in the distance. I'm Joeing the distance. I'm Joeing for speed. Okay. So yeah, we got these at the right height. That's a perspective trick that looks makes the tower ones look taller. This one's supposed to be a 1x1. We'll have a full 2x2 here. We're gonna need some gaps though to make this work. And I'm in some ways, you know, I kind of want to move the have this be equidistant on that side, because we have kind of 12 meters worth of play for 7 gaps between windows. So if we eat up 4 of those on the outside, that leaves us with about the right number on the inside. But okay. Let's get back up here so we can lay our head down and dream in a nice bed. Okay. So I'm realizing this was supposed to be a 1-hour chill stream, and we're coming up on the 90-minute mark. I have, like I said, been working really hard on editing the last few nights, and I have not gotten as much rest as I would like. So let's see if we have time, or let's see if it is time to raid some other folks. I know I said I'm going to go to sleep after this, but don't panic if you see me in the chat talking to whoever we raid, because that's what I do while I like load the dishwasher and clean up for the night. That's me doing the things I need to do before I go to bed. Not me like being rude and being like, I refuse to go to sleep. I'm a grown-up. Rah. Okay, so let's see here what is going on in the broader world. Well, it looks like, well, let's see, that one looks like it hasn't started yet. Let's see how this stream is going. Mute site. Okay, it looks like LEJC, who we raided the other day, actually got her Terminator 2 pinball machine up and running again. So we're going to go ahead and raid her. We popped in the other day when she was working on the machine. She had it in pieces, was showing off how to rebuild it, but like it looks like it's running. So why don't we go say, howdy y'all, Joe Hills raid here. Alrighty, well, until next time y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring. Do 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 do.